Hey everybody, this is Dallas Hardcastle, the founder of Integrate Training Technologies and the creator of the Unlimiter program. And today's awesome episode are rooted in another great conversation I had with someone, and this is via a phone call here I had just last week. And I was talking about one of our financial goals that we have here within our company and what we're going to be achieving here in the next, 2 to 3 months. And he said, oh, you don't want to make it that size. You want to make it, think about what this one person would say, and you want to make it a lot bigger than that. And I said, I agree that we are usually, and I'm the first one to agree, that a huge issue that I see with a lot of our clients, friends, family members, myself, is that we will set these goals that are just too small, and it just doesn't give us then all of the stuff inside then to completely change our game, our business, and rewire everything, in the need to rewire everything up here to really get things going in these huge mammoth steps that we want to take. First one to agree with that. However, I wanted to discuss with you, my friends, today, and what I pointed out to him on the phone call. And there are 3 things that will cause our goals not to be achievable. And these are the 3 things that cause us to really sabotage our own success a lot of time when we're performing goal setting. So quickly, these 3 are: number 1, insincerity. Insincerity is that I was talking to my friend at the time that we're talking about, we have a business goal of $100,000 a month. And I said, down here in the road, our longer term goal is we're going to get ourselves to $1 million a month. And he said, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should just $1 million a month right now. You're cutting things back. Here is the point that I made to him, and this is why the insincerity is so strong. If you create a goal, and again, we want aggressive, we want big, we want mammoth, we want these things, but if we place it in an area where our brains, where we don't even believe it's going to be true, then it immediately breaks down our goal setting. So if I said, okay, this month we're doing $1 million, it would mean that we're going to grow our business 20 times. Like this month, I don't believe that. I don't believe that all of a sudden I can just create enough systems in the next 10 days to all of a sudden get our business to $1 million a month. So while that is a great goal and I want to have set out, and it is a real goal that we have out there and that we're going to accomplish, to say that we're going to do it this month, I don't believe that. I don't believe that as much as saying next week I'm going to build a rocket ship and I'm going to fly to Mars. I don't believe it. If my brain doesn't believe it, there is no way that I can conceive and make it something that I will be able to begin creating regulated, predictable targets and measures so that I can win this. Number 2 is incongruency. Incongruency means that we are setting a goal that is just simply not in alignment with what it is that we're doing currently, in the things that are surrounding us in our lives, in our environment, in our business, and our relationships. Incongruency comes from, mostly the way I see it, is we begin to adapt and model a lot of times and just see what other people are doing. And we think it's someone who is successful, someone who has achieved some level of wealth or finances or notoriety that we want to achieve. So we just grab onto that and we say, I want that too. I want that $100,000, that $1 million. I want to be global. I want to be vacationing this much. I want to drive these cars, own these homes, have these relationships. All of these different things that we begin to get imprinted is we begin using other people's, I believe. So they just become insincere and incongruent because we are now taking a goal and saying, I want to have this happen in my life, but it just doesn't match up with anything else we're currently doing. We got to make sure that it is congruent with all of the other things that we're doing and performing in our life and in our business, and that again allows it to be much more achievable. And last, number 3 is imprecision. Imprecision is that we have some kind of a goal or some kind of a target, something that's out there, but it's vague, it's kind of cloudy. We don't really have a very clear picture of exactly what that's going to be. Some examples can be imprecision that are imprecise, meaning that I want to grow my sales this next year, or I want to grow my sales a lot this next year. Well, growing my sales a lot in the next year, of course, this is not measurable. This is not something that we don't know if grow our sales means that we want to do 3% over the next year, or we want to grow at 300% in the next 90 days. Both can be done truly when this is right. but each one is going to cause a very specific cause and effect in our brain as to how we're going to wire things in a certain way and what that order and sequence then is required to be, and which one things we will need to begin to line up to allow that to happen. The other thing that I see is when we're talking about imprecision, is imprecision can be something of very precise number. Say, we're going to grow $1 million this year. Well, $1 million this year, again, good start. Now we're getting to a precise number, but now the precision now has to go to, we've got the big goal, now we need to make it smaller, 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 smaller. So the $1 million means, what are we going to do in 11 months, 10 months, 9 months, 8 months, next month, this month, today? What are these literal steps, these little micro steps, micro sequences that we need to create to say, we will need to perform 10 of these every single day. We're going to need to expand this much. We're going to need to reach out to these people. We're going to need to create these relationships. We're going to have to invest these dollars, learn this system. We're going to have to get ourselves growing. We're going to have to invest in people or coaches or mentors or trainers to be able to infuse some new knowledge and information into us that currently we just simply don't have. So those are going to be the 3 things that will keep us from actually achieving a goal. Make sure those 3 things are in alignment. Make sure that we have those all clearly defined and we understand what they are, and they are going to cause you to hit your goals much more frequently. Friends, my name is Dallas Hardcastle. Again, if you have any questions about anything we've talked about here, feel free to ask us the question or leave some kind of a question below, or as importantly, if there is something you'd like to see us cover in a future episode, feel free to let us know that too, and we will do our very best to make sure we cover that. I hope this has been very, very helpful to you. Make this a mammoth day, my friends. Take care.